All right. Hey, people, how you doing? What's up, Tim Black's Wolfpack? Glad to have you back in the house. Yeah. It's Friday. Give it up for yourselves making it through another Friday, folks. You've made it through another work week. So give it up for yourselves for that. I know it was tough. I know my week was tough, man. I had a hard week, man. You guys good? You guys good on Freedom Friday? Can you tell I'm used to live audiences? I keep thinking people are responding when I say, how was your week? Nothing. Give it up for my people on Facebook, Twitch, Periscope, YouTube, 1 and 2. Most importantly, let me give it up for my people on Just Inform, justinform.com.
Right. Let's imagine for a moment that you really like that company.
Not that, justinform.com, ladies and gentlemen, a website, a social media website, a place you can go register right now and become a member. Do it. Why should you do it? Not just because you just want to sign up places, but because we don't track your data. We don't sell your privacy. It's a social media site created by activists, commentators, journalists. We're all in this together. Go to justinform.com. All right. So you know that tonight is Freedom Friday, right? Freedom Friday is when you get to call up to the show. You get to rock the mic. You get to say what's on your mind, and I will just be the driver. You're like navigating. So this is great. I think the future of media is interactivity. Us engaging in one another, that's what's up. That's the real future of it, man. So the more we do that, the more we're on the cutting edge of what's happening now. So guys, call up the phone number 319-527-6212. That's 319-527-6212. That's what it is. That is what it is. Isn't that nice? Isn't that special? All right. We're looking good today. So, before the show today, I was watching a debate. If you want to call it a debate, I think what I saw was a beatdown. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez was going up against Representative Joe Crowley. And this is for New York. This is a race, very, very, very popular race that's going on in New York City. And I want to tell you, I'm very impressed with the depth of knowledge of Ms. Ocasio-Cortez, her roots in the community, her background. You know what? I love the fact that she comes from a working class family. This woman understands the needs of poor people, the needs of working class people. What's going on with those folks? I respect the hell out of that. And the fact, I think after watching, if you watch this debate, I think it just happened today. Guys, I got to tell you, I think that you're going to feel something. You're going to be moved to get involved with that campaign. You're going to be moved to get behind this candidate. And you're going to feel that real progressive energy, because she's talking about updated, reformed Medicare for all. She's talking about 2-year community college. She's talking about doing away with ICE. She's talking about some radical things that concern the community in which she's a part of. And I think unless you are truly a part of that community, you should even be able to run if your family don't live where you govern. I'm not talking about your cousins. I'm not talking about your aunts, your sisters, your brothers. I'm talking about you and your family, your children. If you don't live where you say you govern, where you've been elected to govern, how can you say that you are actually rooted in the community? You ain't walking down the streets. You're not shopping at the supermarket. Sometimes these communities have 1-2 supermarkets that are available to them. You're not traveling on the public the public roads, the byways, the freeways, the highways, the potholes. Like, you got to get in the dirt, man. You got to get your fingers dirty and your hands dirty in it. So this has been a knock against Representative Joe Crowley. And I can understand why he pushed back, because there's really no response to it. There's no response to why you don't have your kids living where you govern, living in the district that you govern. It's really none. Yeah, I'd have hit you with that 6 days a week, twice on Sundays, and come back around 3 times on Groundhog's Day. That's what I would do for an issue like that, because it is germane to the whole point of being connected to the people. And I'm not saying people are never connected, that you can't be connected, Representative Crowley. It's just that, look, we lose connections to our communities. Absence does not make the heart grow fonder when it comes to the hood. Let me repeat that. That sounds good. Absence does not make the heart grow fonder when it comes to the hood. So, yeah. And that's not the only issue she beat up on Crowley on. Medicare for all, lackluster support of, the whole deportation, the immigration issue. Look, this is what I'm seeing, okay? In certain districts, in certain cities, in certain states across this country, neoliberalism is down. People are not excited anymore with the boilerplate responses to important questions where you can just get by just sounding like you give a damn. No. People want change. People are upset. I don't know exactly how much of a referendum the Democratic Party are prepared to deal with. I think none. I think they're not really truly committed to addressing the fact that we had Donald Trump in office. Now, I'm not one of those people that say that Donald Trump caused all the problems. I think the Democratic Party had a lot to do with the problems that we now see. But I won't hesitate to call out Trump on them. And the people electing Trump was just grabbing somebody outside the system. When are people going to get that part? Now, I know there are people who just love Trump, right? But there are a lot of other people who did not love Trump. It's like you got a bunch of Westworld characters around you, right? All skin jobs. These are machines. And you're just looking for somebody who might be human, who might not be brought off, who might not be willing to bend to the needs of donors and the swamp. Like, you're just reaching. Just imagine you're in The Walking Dead, right? You're in The Walking Dead, and you're just hoping you can find another human. It's like, where are the people? And they saw Donald Trump, and for whatever reason, he looked like people. He sounded like people. In fact, his obviously no political experience and obviously no reason to bite his tongue, his outspokenness, his misogyny, his bigotry, all those, everything is off the cuff. And hell, you got to admit, he had a lot of zingers for Hillary too. I remember one line when he said, you don't want me to win. It was something in exchange with Hillary. And she said, you know what'll happen if I win or whatever. I just remember his comeback. It was like, yeah, you'd be in jail. Yeah, like if he was president, you'd be in jail. Like, you remember those moments, the moments he called out George W. Bush? You remember those things he was saying? It was like, hey, this guy, he kind of knows what I'm thinking about some stuff. So basically what I'm trying to tell you is that I'm seeing, and this is not new. It's not new that people just like, look, I'm tired of the cookie cutter, same old. And look, back to Ocasio-Cortez, she's not cookie cutter. First of all, she's not a millionaire. She didn't come from a rich family. She's not from an affluent family. Working class, former waitress. She's a teacher. She's an activist. These are characteristics of a person that may be relatable to the issues of the people that she wants to serve. And I'm just seeing it I'm seeing these opportunities for these types of individuals. Now, I pushed for SEMA in Texas, and I pushed for Paula Swearingen in West Virginia. Well, now I'm pushing for Ocasio-Cortez in New York for the same reasons. For the same reasons. Because we need new blood. We need new people. We need change, real change, substantive change, real change. And we need people that are connected to their communities in a way that is different, that is detached from the corporate structure. And that's what we're looking for. And I think that's what many Americans are looking for. And if they're not looking for this, because they don't know what's out there yet. So it's our job to spread the word about candidates who come from where we come from, who got that little bit of that dirt under their nails, who are willing to get in and roll up their sleeves and get involved, and they're not detached, removed, isolated, absconded somewhere else when it's time to get in the fight. So give it up for that. Give it up for that. Oh, man, Tim Black came out a little punchy today, didn't he? Yeah, he did, just a little bit, you know. I got to see some progression. I want some progression for this country that I love, these people that I love, these communities that I support. I want to see some progression for us. You know, that's all I'm saying. So the other thing I saw that I thought was amazing, and I did a video on it. I think it's one of my better videos of late. And I tell you guys, I spent way too much time editing that video, even though I've got a couple of people that can edit videos. I just got involved. I started editing. I'm sorry, Just Informed people. I was supposed to go to justinformed.com and post today. I posted one thing, which was that video, because I really wanted to make a statement about this notion that Obama is a kingmaker for the Democratic Party. I really felt like it was my job to make sure that video had all the ingredients to wake some people up who are otherwise asleep at the wheel, who are otherwise focused on real life stuff, so they're kind of not paying attention. They kind of tuned out. So that video, guys, I want to highly recommend you to check that out. It's on my YouTube channel. I shared it on Twitter. I shared it on Facebook. Make sure you go see it. Make sure you see it, and please share it with a friend. Please do that, because there's a lot of information crammed into just 6 minutes. I didn't need 40 minutes to tell you. I didn't need 20 minutes to tell you. I only needed like 6 minutes of your time. Back to Obama, the kingmaker of the Democratic Party for 2020. Look, you can't tell me you're the kingmaker if you ain't taking care of the citizens. Then we know what your kingmaking abilities look like when you nominate her, when you support it, when you sidestep Hillary, when you sidestep Bernie and chose Hillary. These decisions gave us Trump. So as much as people want to complain about Trump, how'd we get him? Well, we got him because somebody was a kingmaker. And that kingmaker chose Hillary Clinton. The person 8 years prior, he said, she'll change nothing, she'll do nothing, you can't trust her. And then all of a sudden, she's the best, most qualified person for the job. And nobody believed it. So now, according to reports, Obama, he's meeting with people that he's kind of choosing. He's doing the sniff test, the white glove test on the corporate Democrats he's considering. He's got Joe Biden. He's looking at Joe Biden. And I'm thinking, okay, so we got Donald Trump, pussy grabber in chief. Now we want Joe Biden, touch him everywhere in chief. That's what we want. We want Creepy Joe. I don't know about that. I never, back in 2008, I think it was, when I first saw Joe Biden, I said, hey, he's got a good way of, talking as if he's, really relatable. I like it. But as I started to dig underneath the hood, I saw that Joe just corporate is, during the corporate check, he wouldn't cash, and that's not what's needed. It's not what's needed. So, also Obama met with Kamala Harris. She met with Cory Booker, all these people. Kristen Gillibrand, Elizabeth Warren. And look, man, I'm not one of these people saying that You have to be perfect. There's no such thing as perfect. So please don't say, oh, Tim Black is just looking for perfection. What I'm looking for is spine. Spine and fight and grit and determination to get things done for the people. Everyone has their good moments. Everyone has their bad moments. But I will ride for you. I will ride for you with my platform, with whatever, what I can do for a person, not a party, a person that I feel has the best interest of the people and will fight and is willing to forego checks and forego a comfy life and forego making friends and forego the cocktail parties and all that other lavish crap that goes along with kissing butt. And I'm not seeing that out of these people that Obama's been meeting with. The only person that he's met with that to me has any credentials in the area of what I care about is Senator Bernie Sanders. And we already know what he did to Senator Bernie Sanders before. Meet with him one day, the next day endorse Hillary and tell him it's time to pack it in. So, look, man, these are, how can you be a kingmaker of any, in fact, I bet Republicans are sitting back there, please, Obama, please choose. Please choose, because obviously you haven't gotten the memo that America's tired of politics as usual. I think it's going to take, you know what, I don't want to say it. I don't want to say it. I don't, because unlike some people, I do look at the issues with Donald Trump and his administration. I look at what Jeff Sessions is doing. I have a problem with him trying to kick back into high gear the failed drug war that is racially biased and focused on locking up as many black people as humanly possible in order to fill the private prison industry. So I got a problem with that. Some people don't. They go Trump 2020 just because they hate the deep state. Yeah, but you know, people live in states in America and in cities where Jeff Sessions' policies hurt their families. I know that's too much to be bothered with. And then we got Betsy DeVos. You know, she did away with she really took the teeth out of the ability of students who are cheated by these fraud-like colleges and universities, these pop-up schools, to get their money back. Why would you do? So like all the other stuff about the guns in school, which is crazy, to fight bears, all the stupid stuff that Betsy DeVos says. Now she wants to bring ICE in the schools. She wants to lock up students. That's new, right? And she took away the ability for you, if your child gets suckered into one of these schools, that degree or certificate isn't worth the paper that it's printed on, for you to get your money back. That you can be in debt to a school that you can't get a job from, that lied about accreditation or what have you. That's just two. Ben Carson. Like, these are all people under Trump. So it's not just Trump's horrible comments. It's not just Trump being Trump. It's the people he brought with him. And I'm sorry, you don't get to learn on the job and put these zombies, these grotesque, misconfigured abominations in the White House, such as Ben Carson, who just wants to triple the cost of low-income housing as an incentive for people to do better, as if people control the access to jobs, as if people control the standard of living, the livable wage. Do you realize, I saw a study that said if you make minimum wage, you have to work, the average American would have to work 117 hours a week to be able to pay rent in some of these places. 117 hours. So people are working multiple jobs, making less money. Our output is more efficient than it's ever been if you're working in the United States. You're working harder than you ever have. Harder than you ever have. And you're making less than you ever had. So that's just three of his people. Steve Mnuchin, this guy shouldn't even, how could you hire someone who should have, and so I'll never let Kamala Harris off the hook for Steve Mnuchin. She had an opportunity to prosecute him. He's one of those banksters that had those fraudulent loans that took people's homes. she didn't prosecute him. And when you ask Kamala Harris to this day, why didn't you prosecute Steve Mnuchin? Now look where he is. She says, oh, well, it wasn't up to me. It was up to the office that I oversaw. I just worked there. So these are the problems. That was a rant, but the bottom line is Obama, he's in no position. I think the Republicans are happy to see him as the kingmaker because I don't think he's gotten the memo that people are tired. If you live in a bubble and you're around a bunch of neoliberals who don't even know they're neoliberals, they think they're good people, right? You're people who think globalism is the way to go. We just outsource everything. Yeah, that's fine if it don't affect you. That's fine if you still have a job. What about the jobs of the people that you outsourced? They want to privatize everything. Oh, let's send, the charter school. But majority of kids go to public schools, and there's no data that even shows that these charter schools graduate more kids than the public schools. But you mean well. You just think, it'd be good for you to be able to choose to go to another school. Meanwhile, money is being funneled away from the public schools where most kids go. So we need to clean up public schools, but that's a whole nother thing. My thing is, if you live in a bubble where you don't know that there is a gag reflex going on in America right now, and if the only thing you think is the people who voted for Trump are racist and neo-Nazis and skinheads, if that's what you think, that only further feeds the bubble that you're in. I just told you the average American is working harder than he's ever worked and still making less. And you still think it was racism that made people vote for Trump. I think people paid more attention to their wallets than they paid attention to what Trump said about Mexicans, blacks, football players, Rosie O'Donnell, anything else. Or Stormy Daniels. Man, I tell you. Well, we're on fire tonight. We're on fire tonight for Freedom Friday. Yeah, a little punchy, swinging for the fences a little bit. I want people to know I mean business. I mean business. I'm serious. I'm like you, man. I'm tired of this. Are you tired of this crap? I think you are tired of the. You're tired of it too. Yeah, man. We're all at the point where we're just like, when change gonna come, a change gonna come. We need a change. And but I do want to give a shout out to everybody who supports what we do here. They support independent media. Of course, you have your favorites, and that's great. I'm all for you. Look, if you've unplugged from the cable news garbage, I hope that you have, because it's bad for you. If you've unplugged from that stuff and you have a group of independent media folks that you tune into, that's great, guys. It's not about watching. Like, if you watch Jimmy, that's great. If you watch Nico House, that's great. If you watch Holly Seeliger, that's great. If you watch The Humanist Report, that's great. Right? You watch, it's so many great people, man. If you watch Lee Camp, that's great. You watch Kyle Kalinske, that's great. If you watch Tim Black, that's great too. That's really great. But no, that's great. Choose who choose and get a smorgasbord. I mean, get in there, because I'm trying to tell you that independent media is the last stop, man. This is it, man. This is why they censor us. This is why my channel went from 1 million views a month to 1,000. Well, to 100,000. And don't tell me it's because I make angry Trump videos from time to time. It did that because they took me out of Discovery. It did that because they took me out of Discovery. That's point blank what it is. I'm verified with a check mark on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. They are shutting down. Lee Camp, they did the same thing to him. They're shutting us down. They're stomping our reach. I see people saying, I've been censored. Did you go from 1 million views a month to 100,000? Have you ever had 1 million views? Well, see, this is what they do to us. So I've seen numbers drop for a lot of the people that and everyone whose name I've listed has been on my show. All of them, everybody. And I've been on their shows, except for Holly Seeliger. I'm going to go on Holly's channel if she'll have me. But she's been on my show. But, yeah, so support independent media, man, and get involved. And let's not fight each other. Let's focus on getting the word out, because that information is what's important, people. I believe that's the key. That's the secret sauce. That's the juice. That's the power. That's the real Wakanda, is independent media and the voice of the people and actual exchange of information. And that's why I keep doing what I'm doing. Right? That's why I keep doing it, because I believe in it. If not, I just do something else. So, guys, look. Let's try to get some phone calls going. Let's get some people in here. I don't want to take up too much of the conversation. 319-527-6212. 319-527-6212. That's the number you call up to. Before I go to phone lines, let me just say real quick, I got a lot of great people that support this show. These people are my Patreon people. They give to the show. Some people give $1. Some people get $10 monthly. It's automatic. They do it. If they can't do it, I don't go knocking on their door. I don't send them hate mail. No one's going to phone them up and be like, hello, when can we expect payment? None of that happens. But these people give to the show. They are Team Black. I'm Tim Black. It's Team Black. Okay? Tim Black's Wolfpack. Team Black. And these people are just amazing, okay? They keep this show going. When YouTube took me offline, wouldn't let me stream, when Facebook stepped on me from getting, 7 million visitors on Facebook a month to, 2 million. Like, when my Twitter went from 0 to 60, and now it's at 20 miles per hour. Like, all these things that they did across all platforms, my Patreons, my Tim Black's Wolfpack, these people kept me going. So I want to give it up to you guys, right? You guys keep me going. That's what's up. I watched something before the show tonight of, they ran over this brother. ICE Border Patrol. It's a video. The man has his phone, his smartphone, and he's filming, right? And I see an ICE Border Patrol van come towards him, run him over. Like, they saw him. Like, you see me, and it's like, They just ran slam over him. They didn't brake. They didn't stop, get out. They did not break stride. They kept on going like he was garbage. And he's on the phone with a friend at the time. He was on the phone or maybe it was FaceTime, because he's got video. And he's talking to someone at the same time. So that's either that or Facebook Live. No, he's FaceTiming. So he's using an app similar to FaceTime if it's not FaceTime. And he tells his friend, man, they just ran me over, bro. They just ran over me. The friend's like, what? He said, they just ran me over, bro. I'm in the road laying here. And he's in the road. I'm so glad he had that film running. We have an obligation as human beings. We have an obligation as human beings to protect fellow human beings. There's some misjustices all across, or injustice. There's injustice all over this country, a lot of places, right? But when we see it, we need to accept it for what it is. We need to acknowledge it, accept it, and then fight that shit. If we see that they're treating fellow human beings as less than human, it is our job to push back. It's our job to expose it and fight. That goes for a black kid trying to go in his house who's using his smartphone, and it goes for a brown man walking down the street or wherever he was, as it goes for a LGBTQ, transgender, whatever, you doing anything. Or a woman in an office place getting harassed and somebody putting their hands on her or propositioning her, you want this job or you got to do this. Like whatever, like we have to stand up against that, because if we don't, it's on us. So you don't get to choose. You don't get to choose. You are either a person who supports his fellow human beings or you are not. And don't tell me about the group you belong to. And don't tell me what Sean Hannity told you. And don't tell me what the hell Kamala Harris is talking about. No, we're talking about it's clear, it's black and white. It's plain and simple. Now, if you saw a puppy getting kicked, a puppy, you don't know if the puppy took a crap on someone's expensive new rug. You don't know if the puppy just ate another puppy. You don't know. You don't need to know. It doesn't matter, does it? Because that's a puppy. We love puppies. We got to start loving people, man. We got to start loving people. It's in your face, America. Tim Black's Wolfpack is in our face. They're putting it in our face now. What you want to do? You going to sit for it? I feel like that guy from that college commercial. What you going to do? What you want to do? What you want to do? You ain't doing nothing. You're sitting there. What you going to do? What you want to do? I said we fight back. There are a lot of organizations that we can join, that we can be a part of. I'm going to bring some of those people on this show so they can educate us in what's the next step. Last but not least, I got to make fun of Mike Pence, because Mike Pence, look, there was a trending hashtag called the Gay Pence Parade. And look, I don't want to, look, if I get any of this wrong, please correct me. All I know is there were, I don't know how many people. It looked like thousands of people were outside of some place that Mike Pence was supposed to be. And they were all from the LGBTQ community, and they were dressed up, and they were having a party, and they were inviting him down. They were having a party, and they were inviting him down. So basically, they're trolling him, right? It's sort of like they did the bigoted dude in New York, the lawyer or whatever, who gave the people a hard time in the deli, saying, you don't have papers, get out of my country, get out of my country. That guy, when they showed up at his job with the mariachi band, and he's in his, so they just played all night. They did the same thing to Mike Pence today. And I was thinking, I know Mike Pence is like freaking out. He thinks that, being gay is like the flu and you can just catch it by touching someone. So I know he was so scared. Everybody, get down, kids, get away from the window. There's gays out there, the gays. The evil gay oxygen will fly in and infect you. And I sent out a tweet and I said, I know Mike Pence, he wasn't expecting them to do that twist of the MAGA hashtag, the acronym that they did, which was Make America Gay Again. I'm surprised he's still with us. I'm sure he thought about leaving us. Mike Pence, man, Mike Pence is one of those people who doesn't realize that all people are people. All people are people. Maybe a little bit different, but we're all the same in the core of us. We're all the same, and even Mike Pence, you're a person too, Mike. So come on outside and you're a part of the human family too, Mike. It's regrettable, but you are. So as bad as a party goer you probably would be, as much as a ruiner of the party you would be, I'm sure they'd have been happy for you to come down and join the party. So you should just came on down, man. It had a beverage with the crew. All right, guys, I'm out of gas now. Thank you for being here tonight. So the phone number once again, 319-527-6212. I'm gonna take calls in the order that they come. And here we go. 864, you're live on Freedom Friday. What's your name and what's your comment?
Hello once again, Tim Black. It's me, Spencer Carter. It's nice to see you back on YouTube.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate it.
Well, I'm going to share some thoughts about Drake's "I'm Upset" music video. Had you heard about it? Where he reunited with a cast of Degrassi, including Miriam McDonald, Cassie Steele, Nina Dobrev, formerly of the Vampire Diaries, and a cameo from Kevin Smith. That was a great music video, and I'm glad that Miriam McDonald had Instagram followers increasing thanks to Drake's music video. And also, my thoughts on the Me Too and Time's Up movement. The Me Too and Time's Up movement is a damn joke. I can't believe they got Jamie Foxx and Todd Bridges. And also, Harvey did a video about the Jamie Foxx thing, and that stupid YouTube trusted flaggers, it censored his video. And I called out YouTube last night, and I called out Susan Wojcicki for her treachery. We call BS in the words of Emma Gonzalez. And also, speaking about my Fire Susan petition at change.org, it has reached almost 30,000 signatures. Susan Wojcicki has got to go. Bring back Chad Hurley as YouTube CEO. It's time to end the racism, corruption, and treachery at YouTube and social media, and we must file a class action lawsuit if that happens again. Classaction.com. And also, end the corruption. Replace corruption with common sense. Replace the new normal with common sense. Replace racism with honesty, love, peace, and diversity. Corruption is not the norm. Racism sucks. Thank you for your time. I'm Spencer Carter, spelled with a K.
Thank you, Spencer. I appreciate it.
Thank you very, very much.
All right, Spencer. I appreciate it, man. Thank you for the phone call. All right.
I find it hard to believe.
All right. Next call. We got a 11111 number in the house. I'll take a chance on that. 111, what's your name and what's your comment?
Hi, Tim Black. It's me, Hytham Ganem from Brooklyn, New York. How are you doing, man?
I'm good, brother.
Well, I do want to express in my mind, like from yesterday with Michael E. Horowitz' report about the, let's say, the anti-Trump text messaging between Peter Strzok along with his lawyer, FBI girlfriend named Lisa Page, of course, which it said, like, we must not let Trump be president. And pretty much it did fail, and also now it would show that there is political bias ever since he used to be in Mueller's team, who was kicked out. And, you know, that totally makes it like a reliable source to Mueller, political bias against Trump, of course. And, you know, and it really is. Even though he did indict people, which they did not collude with Russians, of course. But Manafort, however, been to jail since that the D.C. judge, of course, who's such an Obama appointee, and I wish he was fired, of course, if it was possible, whatever, just puts him in jail for, you know, witness tampering. And what would that even be anyway? I'd be surprised if there is witness tampering. But and also about the IG report is like now Democrats and neoliberal media are like scrambling and like freaking out over that report that came from Michael E. Horowitz, of course. And for a moment, I thought it was a trap for Trump from yesterday, but I anticipated wrong. It really wasn't, which I thought it was. But even though I did condemn for what he did in Syria and also other stuff, but I did like the Kim Jong-un meeting, which was the amazing thing that happened. I give him credit. That is, if Bolton keeps away from Kim Jong-un, of course. Freaking psychopath he is, of course. And also another thing is, like, even though there's like the Michael E. Horowitz work that's probably going on, another thing is the Stormy Daniels case, of course, which is I totally forgot to mention last week. Although there's like
is somebody on the phone with you?
Her attorney, there's still darker sides. Let's say Michael Avenatti, of course, he has like shady business dealings.
Cut down your. Hey, brother, you need to cut down the TV or what is that in the background, brother?
That's not me. That's something from the phone. But otherwise, I was going to say about Avenatti that he's under criminal investigation by the California State Bar with his shady dealings from the past, and with Stormy Daniels, of course.
That's from you, brother, because I just put you on mute and it's gone. Come on, brother. Come on, man.
We can't do anything right. Our military has to be strengthened. Our vets have to be taken care of. We have to end Obamacare, and we have to make our country great again, and I will do that.
Yeah, well, how are you going to do that, man? How you gonna actually do it? How you going to make America great again? We can't even make this phone call great again. 562. 562, you're live. What's your name and what's your comment?
What's up, Tim Black? How you doing? This is Marvin, California.
What's up, Marv? How you feeling, brother?
Doing well, man. I'm doing well. Today was the last day of school out here where we at in Cali, and it was a good day. Mine is short and sweet. To the Wolf Pack, to you too, personally, Tim Black. I wish you all happy Father's Day. All of the literal fathers and the spiritual fathers. Those who make the lives, of youngsters better, giving a positive male, and I'm speaking as a black man, so especially, positive black influence to youngsters. Happy Father's Day to you all. I wanted to say one more thing, because you hit on it about the support independent media, and I always say that. Matter of fact, my call last week was on that, and it's so funny how even me saying that in my call, it still was like open-ended, and the way you explained it today was just so on point. Yes, everyone support independent media. I always say that because when I call in to Tim Black, I guess it's, automatically assumed it's to Tim Black, but whoever your favorite is, if Tim Black is not necessarily a favorite and you don't want to, support that show, cool. Use your money to support other independent media who you do follow. That's the whole thing. Support the independent media. And because we got to. So on that, peace, and love you.
That's it, man. Love you back, man. Thank you so much, Marvin. I appreciate you. And I agree with that, man. It's what we got to do, brother, if we want to keep them, if we want to keep independent media alive, man.
I pity anybody.
I pity anybody.
I pity the fool, man, talk about my mama. I pity the fool, talk about their mama.
I pity the fool to talk about independent media. I pity the fool. But no, man, seriously, so let's say, for instance, that you decide, I want to support the Lee Camp show, okay? For instance, this is how it works. It's like a ecosystem of independent media, right? So you supporting Lee Camp supports me. Let me explain why. Because if Lee Camp has more resources, well, guess what Lee Camp tends to do? Lee Camp tends to bring on other independent media. Guess what? I happen to be one of those people that he brings on. The more resources he has, the more people he can bring on. The more that he can go on tour and meet people in person. And guess what? I happen to go on tour with him sometimes. Same thing with Ron Placone. If you support Ron Placone, well, guess what? What the hell? Well, Ron Placone just had Nico House on his show. So when you support Ron Placone, you're supporting Nico House. You're supporting Graham Elwood. You support Graham Elwood. Why? What the hell? What happened? Well, Graham Elwood had me. Did I go on Graham's show? Well, Graham came on my show. So there you go. That's what's going on. So see how it all works together? When you support, I don't know, Kyle Kalinske, you're supporting Tim Black. You're supporting so many other people who've come through the door. But when you support Mike Figueredo, you are supporting Tim Black, Nico House. You're supporting Kyle. You're supporting a lot of people when you support one, because it is a community. Just like you have a community, just like the Wolfpack is a community, there are communities in independent media as well. And we try to broaden it. I hope that we can be more inclusive and more people will begin to become independent media. Put your work in, put your time in, build your audience, build your community. And when you support one, you really are supporting more than just one. Yeah. 343, you're live on Freedom Friday. What's your name and what's your comment?
Hey, Tim Black, it's your good buddy there, Patrick Seguin from Kingston, Ontario. How are you doing today?
Hey, Pat, what's up, brother?
Not too much, not too much. Just been chilling out and doing some things around the house and stuff like that. I cleaned up the house for my father and stuff like that. And happy Father's Day to you this weekend. I wanted to also extend my congratulations to your hockey team, the Washington Capitals, on winning the Stanley Cup. I was hoping that Las Vegas would win the Stanley Cup for the first time in its French expansion franchise season, but you guys did pretty good, and hopefully next year will be the Toronto Maple Leafs versus the Washington Capitals in Eastern Finals next year. It was a somber night, though, when you guys won the Stanley Cup, though, because it was the same night as the election night here in Ontario, and the fake populist won. So we're under PC government role, which means progressive conservative, and the incumbent is now our new premier, Doug Ford. So populism does work in weird ways and magic and stuff like that. So I'm not looking forward to the next 4 years of Doug Ford, but, we'll see how it goes. But also, too, I was thinking also, too, in regards to election reform in the States, and also, too, with us here in Canada, we have the first post-pass election system here in Ontario, and you have the Electoral College, which the big difference is like representatives and incumbents and areas and stuff like that. But I was also wondering, what would you suggest for an alternative? Would you have more of a representative voting amendment, like more different representatives? Different representatives based on the population or the density of the area that you live in? Because thinking for our changes would be more of a representative of voting, which would mean your vote would count as much as any other area. So what do you suggest for if you were to change? Would you have ranked choice voting? Would you have a different type of representation of voting on different areas of blocks for population, like per capita or whatever? So anyways, that's all I've got to say this week. What do you think?
Well, I thank you for the comment, my brother. I think ranked choice voting is something that's needed everywhere, brother. I know California has ranked choice voting. I think Seattle has ranked choice voting. It's the way to go, and it's the way to get rid of fear that people have. Like, they're making that decision to oh my God, well, pick a number two. You still, so people, it opens the door for more third-party candidates, people to have less anxiety, frankly, from picking the person that they want. I think that's the way to go. Of course, we need to combat gerrymandering. I think another thing that we need to look at is the story that I talked about on my coffee show. I don't know if I put that out in a separate video, but there's a woman who voted who was a felon for tax evasion, and she did her time, and she came out and she voted. She voted via absentee ballot or provisional ballot, right? Because she wasn't on the rolls, and they have charged her with voter fraud and given her 5 years. And she just tried to get that case thrown out, and they rejected it. So now she has to appeal. They want to lock her up for 5 years for voting one time accidentally, and she said she didn't know she couldn't vote. Conversely, there is a woman who voted twice for Trump, and she got 2 years probation and a $75 fine. So what we have is a system that's all over the place. It's crazy. And and our voting, if they really wanted us to vote, my brother, they would give us a day to vote on a weekend or all weekend. And, and it would be easier to vote. And there would be time to vote. So yeah, they say the Democratic Party is the best at cheating, and the Republican Party is the best at suppressing. There it is, brother. There it is.
I apologize for yelling at you.
I guess I wasn't really yelling, though. I was just trying to make my point. 520, you're live on Freedom Friday. What's your name and what's your comment?
Tim Black, It is Joe calling from Tucson. How you doing?
What's up, Joe? How you doing, brother?
Hey, yeah, man. Sorry about the how you doing question. It's so beaten into my head.
No problem, man. I'm good, man. It's all good, friend. No problem, Joe.
Yeah, man. Hey, I think we got to start giving BitChute a little look here because, man, this YouTube thing, I see the results on my page for your feed coming into it. God, man, I got to go searching for your stuff a lot of times now. So, yeah, there's definitely something weird on the horizon. But BitChute, I've checked them out. It's almost like YouTube of 2006 or, yeah. It's like a year old or something like that. It seems like it, but this thing, anyways, I just wanted to throw that out there. And then the other thing I want to remind people is that this thing is crumbling. Bill Clinton is so old and decrepit. Hillary Clinton, man, they got her wrapped up with trust supports or something underneath that thing. And I think, there's a physical dying that's going on with those two old critters, and I think it's guilt and rotten behavior that's taken them out. And good riddance to them, So that's one thing, but it's funny because I think Tim, you ever heard of the book The Republican Brain by Chris Mooney?
No, I haven't heard of that.
It's an interesting book, man, because it goes into, we have a lot of, just like testing that we can see where the areas of activity that are lighting up in the brain. But the Republican brain, surprise, surprise, they process political information through their amygdala, and that's the fight or flight center of the brain. Progressives tend to think with their frontal cortex, and they process information. So Hillary Clinton, and it kind of connects to that old line. I don't know if you ever heard of it. Democrats fall in love and Republicans fall in line. Well, when you look at what Hillary Clinton was promoting and the DNC and all the KingMakers, I love that title too, by the way, those guys are pushing fall in line. Don't listen to what your frontal cortex is telling you. To us, it's all common sense. And but there is some sort of transformation taking place. And, I flicked on Randy Rhodes' show today for a little bit, and it was just a centrist fest. But talk about somebody who was on top of the world and now who's just sailing, her politics have grown so weird. I used to be like that. So I guess I'm trying to, my politics has changed. I used to make the case, and I'm so embarrassed, for Ben Nelson's out of Nebraska, Zell Miller out of Georgia, Evan Bayh out of Indiana. I used to make the case for all those chumps, and no more. In fact, I'll tell you what, I only listen to your type of media. The revolution won't be televised on Stephen Colbert. So, I'm just, man, I can't even tell you, you guys are all my kind of people, and nothing else makes it on my YouTube feed. And I don't even find it remotely interesting. So I've said a lot, man. You want to grab anything that I said, Tim?
Well, look, man, other than to thank you for the phone call, and I will say, give it up for that. And, I'm pushing independent media tonight, and I appreciate you getting in with the vibe, brother. How can I? Some people have difference of opinions when it comes to politics, and then sometimes I think it's a business play with the direction that people choose to go, and that's unfortunate. I can see someone going, look. I don't know what's happening with some people. I don't get it. I know it's tough out here, right? I know that the wave of red. And really, it's not even red, it's Trump, right? He is what's the word for it, right? Those people that come into markets and They wreak havoc on the market. Disruptor. He's a disruptor, not only to Democrats, not only to Republicans, but just in general. It's not even a party thing. I mean, it really broke the system. And that's a good thing, but then these people are just running around and they don't know what to do, and there's economics involved, there's all these things, and people don't like to talk about it because it's too real. Like Rachel Maddow and Joy Reid aren't the only people selling out, man. And it's tough, it's tough. And I just say, hey, put your head down. All my people that want to hold true, if you're in a business that's connected to politics and you have ethics and you have your morals and you have your outlook on the world, and it's not advantageous right now, don't worry, man. 2020 is coming. Hang in there. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're doing it for a reason. Stay in it. It looks tough right now. It's like if you're not on the Trump train, you're not getting views right now. I mean, even TYT's hurt. And I can see a lot of reasons. Like, people say, well, and don't believe me, I hit him back in 2016. I used to punch TYT. I was frankly very upset when they threw in behind Hillary the way they did after supporting Bernie, and I felt like it was, I was pissed, but I got off it. But if you ever look at the TYT numbers, wow, man, like they have 3.4 million subscribers, and that's if they get 100,000 views on the video, they're doing good. Think about that. Think about it. 3.4 million subscribers, and they can barely crack 100,000 on some videos. So it's not just Tim Black, right? But anyway, brother, thank you so much for calling up and sharing your thoughts. Everybody got to look themselves in the mirror at the end of the day. You got to look in the mirror and be like, hey, do I like this person? Is this person who that person says they are? And hopefully I know I can do that now. I'm going to make sure I can do it in the future. And I hope some of my brothers and sisters realize that's the most important thing. Take it from somebody who left corporate America for a reason, right? And I want to be able to do that, I want that for you. I want that for everyone. 909. You're live on Freedom Friday, 909. What's your name and what's your comment? 909.
What's the matter?
909.
Shit, Negro. That's all you had to say.
All right, well, okay, for 909. 405, you're live on Freedom Friday. What's your name? What's your comment? 405.
Cultural critique.
All righty then. What is going on? I got a couple people, I guess, that were there but not there. I know how it is. Sometimes you call up and you've been on hold so long, right? And by the time the person does pick up, you're indisposed. That happens. That happens. Let me try you again, 405. 405, you're live on the air again.
Hello?
Hey, how you doing?
Hi there. This is Cosmo Vinegar from Stillwater, Oklahoma.
All right, brother. What's your comment tonight?
Oh, man. It is a strange day it's been a very strange week for me to think that, who would have thought that Donald Trump, of all people, would be the person to be making deals with North Korea? I certainly as hell didn't. What are the fucking odds that the most belligerent narcissist that we have ever elected to the office of the presidency since Andrew fucking Jackson was the man who somehow managed to who seems to have managed to broker a deal, any deal. Let's just forget what he's actually gotten accomplished, which isn't a lot right now, but it's a start. The fact that he got any deal accomplished with the most with the most equally belligerent, narcissistic leader of any nation on the planet is still utterly mind-boggling to me. Honestly, I was half expecting this entire meeting between the two to end as an utter disaster. Instead, we now are looking at a prospect for peace and a de-escalation on the Korean Peninsula. You know, I've said this to some of my friends, and I'll say it again. I have absolutely no love for Trump. I tend to actually agree with even some neoliberals about a lot of the comments that they have about him. I happen to agree with them a lot on that. However, I am also one who's willing to eat some crow when he's wrong about something and to give credit where credit is seemingly due. So in this case, shrewdly played, Mr. Trump. Just please don't, whatever you do, please don't fuck this up. That's basically my comment for tonight. Thank you for your time, Mr. Black, and as always, don't let anybody take your cornbread.
Thank you, Cosmo. Get up for Cosmo, man. And you know, it's a good point you brought up about the North Korea. Of course, I covered it, Cosmo, and I'll tell you, you know, a lot of people are upset or they had something to say about Trump and his handling of North Korea, and all I got to think is,
it's not about you.
It's not about you. It's about peace in the Korean Peninsula. It's not about you.
It's not about you.
It's about us as a people, as humanity, human beings, avoiding nuclear death. Nuclear death. That's what it's about. So,
do you want to tell the story or are you going to let me finish?
I think that we need to take a step back and say, as Cosmo did, this could have went a lot worse. It's Trump. He has no filter. He'll say whatever's on his mind to a large degree. And this went pretty well. And anything besides shooting one another. And that's the thing about the neoliberals that you alluded to. You know, the only time they really applaud Trump is when he's blowing something up. That's when it is. That's when they're happy with Trump. When he's blowing up something. That's the love. That's the love. So
I agree with that.
And it's the truth. All right, Cosmo, thank you for the phone call, brother. 321, you're live on Freedom Friday. What's your name? What's your comment? Hey, 321.
Oh, me?
That's you. How you doing?
Hey there, Tim. I'm down here in North Florida, and I really appreciate your show because you've connected me with a good group down here with Jeff and Tim Canova in Miami and Jared Beck. It's just good to have a state that has a good mix of people and that we actually like each other here. And I think not enough gets said about that.
I hear you. I hear you. That's great. I'm glad you have find people that you can connect with in the real world, man, that are local. That's very cool. That's a great compliment.
And we all have our different opinions and areas that we live in, and it's very diverse here in Florida because, you have to have a gun here where I live because we have gators, we have bobcats, we have everything you can't even imagine. And when you have little kids, that's normal. So I think our state is a very good state to look to for progressive values. I hope some people are voting more progressive in this state. And I'm really excited that Tim's running independent. And then John Morgan has also talked about running independent. I think we've got some good, strong people like that too that are willing to step forward.
Well, look, thank you so much for the phone call. I respect that, and I appreciate it. And, yeah, just keep doing what you're doing, and hopefully, we can push Tim to victory, man. I really want him to win out there. I've been behind Tim Canova's campaign for a while,
Uh-huh.
Yeah, definitely.
Really, really interesting. I hope everybody's watching.
Yeah.
The whole country should be.
That's right. Well, look,
thank you so much for waiting.
Oh, well, thank you too, sister. Give it up for our call in Florida. I think she said North Florida. Give it up for North Florida.
There's not a thing wrong with what you just said, and God bless you for claiming that right.
That's right. Not a thing wrong with what you just said. 843, you're live on Freedom Friday. What's your name and what's your comment?
Tim.
Hey.
Hey, it's Lil Sis Autumn.
Autumn, what's up, sis? How you doing, Autumn?
It's been a while, man. I've been watching the show, not calling in. I'm just so glad you're back on YouTube. And, oh, Lord, you know what? I just sent out an email tonight with your take and Jimmy and Ron's take on Rachel Madcow, and I'm pretty sure that I'm going to lose the rest of my Democrat friends because I'm like, Rachel Maddow, in my opinion, is the most dangerous woman in America. So, anyway.
Yeah. She's pretty bad.
But,
she's very neoliberal. She'll say anything for $1. She really will.
No, it's just really scary. Her, and she is so intelligent. I mean, I own her book. I've read her book, and she is using her intellect to absolutely help destroy the country. I mean, she's promoting war. But anyway, I'm calling in for a whole different thing because, you and I talk on email and stuff and all this stuff going on and all stressed. But anyway, I just wanted to share a really sweet story with the people. I was like all stressed out last Saturday and I was like, I got to get off. No more news. I go to the library, get me some books. So I go in. Yeah, that same library where I cut on the table and give me some books, and I come out, and this lady comes across the parking lot, and she's like, hey, I don't know her. She's wearing a nice suit, and I'm like, hey. And she comes up closer, and, she's wearing like a dark blue suit. So right away I'm thinking, I'm going to be proselytized, right? Probably Jehovah's Witness or something. But what the hell? So I stop, and she comes up to me, and she's like, hey, what's your name? I said, Autumn. And she's like, oh, well, my name is this and that. And we started talking. She's like, well, how's your family? And I said, my family's good. How's your family, ma'am? It's good, And so we exchanged a few words. And then I'm like standing there with books in my hand, and I'm only 5'2", and this lady's tinier than me, and she beckons me to lean over. So I lean over, and she grabs my head, kisses me on my forehead, and says, Autumn, I wish you a blessed and wonderful day. And, oh, my God, it was better than any, drug or cocktail or anything to let the stress off. Man, I came home, my heart was soaring, and I was like, you know what? A simple blessing from a total stranger makes all the difference in the world. Just stopping, paying attention, talking to someone, offering them a smile, out of the blue, being nice. So I just want to share that. Wow. And I also want to say, Tim, really that's who you are. And that's who you've been in my life for the last 2.5 years. Every time I tune into you, every time we correspond, on email, whatever, you're always such a positive force. So wow. I just want to say thank you.
Well, thank you so much, Autumn, for all you do. Thanks for all the stories, all the story ideas you send me, and thank you for calling up and reminding us how little it is, or how easy it is, I should say, to make somebody's day. I might try that. I don't know if I should go around kissing.
Just like stop. Yep.
Kissing guys on the forehead. I don't know, but I could show up tap them on the shoulder and, hey, you know, there's things you can do.
Yeah, you better not be going around be kissing ladies on the forehead.
Yeah, Mrs.
Not with
Black
me
might not
too,
like
Ken.
that. Mrs. Black says you're gonna be on the couch if you're gonna be kissing people on the forehead. You know. But thank you, Adam. I appreciate you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. That's a good one, man. Yeah, you guys know the power you have. People like Tim, you know, you do this, you do that. Well, you can do that. You can inspire people. You can make someone's day. You can make somebody feel better about their life and have a better outlook. You know, a lot of people right now are frustrated. They're scared. Man, you know Adam, because Adam sends me a lot of story ideas about North Korea thing, and all the talking. You just brought up Rachel Maddow. There were people who were unable to sleep out of fear that we'd be in a nuclear war with North Korea. And Rachel Maddow sitting around talking about how it's a bad idea that Trump met with him. Knowing damn well if it would have been Obama who met with him, she would have been fine with it. And I know, and look, I already know that the Republicans did the same thing when Obama talked about meeting with Kim Jong-un. They did the same thing. They were like, oh, but these are political games. But see, I would call it out, right? And you would want it called out, regardless of what party did it, right? So that's what we do. So, yeah, it's wrong no matter who does it, and right is right no matter who does it. And I think as long as we stay true to that, Adam, and everybody else out there, we'll be on the right side of where we need to be. Right? All right. 909, thank you for holding. You're live on Freedom Friday. What's your name and what's your comment? 909, you're back. Hey. Oh, 909. Some people call in, I think, to hear the show, and they don't expect to be on the show. And if you call into the show, it doesn't tell me that you're here just to check it out, right? So just say, hey, I'm just listening tonight, and I'll leave you alone. You don't have to comment if you call in. I do realize some people do not, use their laptop or their smartphone to get the show. Some people use the phone number. You can do that, right? You can dial up anybody. Say you're on a long drive. I don't know. Say you're driving. Yeah, you're driving somewhere, and it's on a Friday night or whatever, and you want to stay up. Hopefully this show will keep you awake, right? Say the person you're riding with is asleep. That's happened to me, right? You're the driver, and you're designated shotty. The shotty is not shotgun. Person riding shotgun, the shotty is not, awake. Well, you can call 319-527-6212 and listen to the show while you drive. So that's just something I want to throw out there. The Freedom Friday is available as a podcast on iTunes, Stitcher, Blog Talk Radio. So that's another thing that a lot of people don't know. You can get this show in audio format on the internets. So that's a beautiful thing. All right. Yeah. So let's see here. I think that's everybody, man. It's nice when we can clear the queue, when we get to everybody and feel like we kind of did our job, That's how I feel when I'm able to get all the callers in, and that's good. So thank you for everybody who called.
I'll be back.
So look, guys, this was a great show. We had a lot of people call in and kind of express their views on a number of issues. I'll tell you guys, there's a lot going on in my state of Maryland. The governorship is up, right? So I'm going to be covering an event Monday where Ben Jealous, the former president of the NAACP, is holding a rally, and I'm going to be there covering it because, for one, I want to hear what Ben Jealous has to say. I know that he supports Medicare for all. I know that he supports 2-year community college, which is something that our current governor, Larry Hogan, the Republican governor, Larry Hogan, actually implemented, but it has a lot of restrictions on it. A lot of people don't know about the restrictions. In fact, I just found out about the restrictions. So when they say stuff like, hey, y'all, we give you 2-year college, okay? You know, because Maryland is a blue state, and he's a Republican, so it was kind of hard for him to win, but he won because, you know, people wanted a change. And so then he gets this 2-year college, right? Community college, and you go, yay! Then you look at the fine print. Well, of course you got to make under a certain amount, and you have to be a certain age, and you have to just be out of high school. So, like, if you are a older person who wants to go back, what if maybe I want to take a class? I got to pay. It's very specific. So it looks good on the outside. Ooh, this is great, something positive, and then you start peeling back the layers. It's like, oh, it's, you know, it's just for high school kids. That's it. And then they have to agree to do all these other things too. So anyway, I'm going to be there Monday. I'm going to be covering that event. And I may have Nico. I think Nico House is going to be taking over. He's going to fill in for me for No Sellouts on Monday. So, yeah, he said he would, so I think he will. It's summertime, guys, and one of my goals has always been to be more in the field, to be more active, to get out, to get more interviews, to meet with more people in the streets, to do more of that stuff. So I'm looking forward to do that, and I want to bring that, and I want to be able to give that type of content to my viewers, to my Patreons as a bonus. I want to be able to give more to you guys. I feel like I don't do enough for my Patreons, and we haven't had a Patreon hangout in a while. And it's just that I'm so freaking busy doing all the show stuff, I forget to do stuff. I really do. And that's no excuse, you know? It's like I just need to become more organized. I really do. Or get help. It's crazy. Well, all that being said, guys, thank you so much once again. Don't forget, this show is brought to you by people like you who subscribe to the show, who fund this show, who help the show. So go to patreon.com, Tim's Take Live, if you're interested in doing that. Also, go to justinform.com to become a member of a social media site that doesn't steal your data, that doesn't sell it, doesn't do anything with it. We're there because we needed a place. We needed a place to go to where we felt like we could have conversations. It's not about parties, it's about people. So go to justinform.com. What else? I'm missing something else. Oh, yeah, that's right. Stop letting people take your cornbread. Stop letting people take your cornbread. Look, guys, now you know, if you've been here, you know how Tim Black feels about your cornbread, right? These centrist Democrats, the corporate Democrats, the Republicans, like these people don't have our best interests as often as they need to, if at all. So we have to fight for our rights. We got to do like the Beastie Boys. You got to fight for your right to get out the party. Like, we got to fight for our right to exist. And you got to fight to keep your cornbread, too. So keep your cornbread. That's your cornbread. Don't let them take it. And also, don't argue this weekend with people. Right? Don't argue. Like, if you're talking to somebody and politics comes up, don't get into an argument. Do this instead. You sprinkle some facts on them and you get out of there. That's what you do. You sprinkle a little bit of facts. You tell them something. You say, hey, you know what? At least Trump didn't cause a war with someone we thought we might end up going to war with, and you leave. You just give them that. You're like, yeah, but that's true. He didn't cause a war. That's pretty good. I mean, hey, that's something. It's more than what Rachel Maddow would say. But a man convinced against his will is of the same opinion still. You can't make someone change their mind. All you can do is give them information. Here's the information. Have at it. All right. That's enough. I'll see you soon. Be safe. Tell somebody you love them. Mend the fence. Do like Adam says, and do something kind for somebody for no reason other than you're a human being. You have love in your heart and you want to share it. That's it. You're not looking for a job. You're not looking for money. You're not looking for a date. You're just doing it because, damn it, somebody's got to do it. Why not let it be you? Peace, y'all. And my people on YouTube, I got some people on YouTube. I got A. Mars. People have shut down when you say something politics related. This is true. We got Matt Gitte. Yeah. Then maybe it wasn't coincidence your phone calls got cut off. I don't know. No, I don't know. Freedom Fighter 57. What's up, Freedom Fighter 57? GM McClinton. What's up, GM McClinton? A dingo ate my baby. A dingo ate my baby. Mars Pluto. Jilly Love. And Schultze. Hey, who's this? Darren Levy. What's up, brother? Maryland. Pam McCoy. Man, I got great people in the house, man. Thank you guys for being here tonight. Uli, hey, Uli, how you doing, Uli? Good to see you, Uli. We're slowly getting the word back out that we're on YouTube on the main channel, guys. Facebook people, we're back. So come through. Come make some noise. All right. I'm out of here, guys. I'll see you on the next one. Shabaka.
How are you? I'm Captain Han Solo.
All right, we're out of here, guys. I'm gone. I'm acting crazy now.